When it comes to astrology, the question I get asked the most is not about romance, but rather about children. Am I going to have them? When am I going to have them? And what gender will they be? So if you're curious about this, I'm going to show you a few things you can do to try and get a better idea of if you'll have children and possibly what their sign could be. Please do not take this as any sort of medical advice. If you have questions about your fertility, I suggest you talk to a qualified doctor. Okay, let's get into it. The first thing you can do is look at your rising and sun sign and your partner's rising and sun sign. Typically, our children are going to take on one of these signs. After that, you can look in both of your charts and see which house those signs land in. After you do that, then you can check the house and see if there is either Venus or Mars in any of those houses, or Jupiter as well. The house with Venus, Mars, or Jupiter is more than likely going to be the sign of your child. Next, you want to look over at your fifth house. If there are any planets in this house, it can tell you a little bit about what your future child may be like. For example, here in my fifth house, I have Venus in Pisces. You could then come to the conclusion that my first child would be a girl with Pisces placements. And you'd be correct because I do have a daughter and she is a Pisces moon. If you want to take it a step further, you can take the degree of the planet and plug it into the Sabian symbols. It may or may not give you a description of your future child's personality. For me, the result came out as a girl blowing a bugle. This doesn't know that that degree is in my fifth house. It doesn't know that it's Venus. It just knows that it's Pisces at the 7th degree. So the fact that it specifically says a girl is pretty cool. So if you have Mars or the sun in your fifth house, it's a strong indicator that your firstborn will be a boy. If you have the moon in your fifth house, this is an indicator that your firstborn will likely be a girl. And it's also an indicator of strong fertility in general. Mercury in the fifth house can suggest that you may have twins or that your child will have Gemini placements. If you have Saturn in the fifth house, this could suggest that you will have children at an older age. Now, if you don't have any planets in this house, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to have children. What you'll want to look for are the aspects that are being drawn to the fifth house. For example, if there's any challenging aspects such as a square or an opposition from the planets in your fifth house to either the moon or Saturn, this could indicate challenges conceiving a child. But again, you'll want to seek medical advice for any sort of confirmation in that area. For second and third children, you can check the 7th and 9th house and follow the same directions. For example, if I were to have another child, my chart indicates that it would more than likely be a boy since I have Mars in my 7th house. And the third thing you could do is check the asteroid list for any names you've picked out for your future children. I know people want to say it's not real astrology, but my daughter's name shows up in my 4th house, the house of motherhood. And in addition to that, she is an Aquarius sun, which is the sign that is ruling the house that she showed up in. So call it bullshit if you want, but I don't believe in coincidences. I really hope this was helpful. I hope that it brought someone at least a little peace of mind. And if you guys like this video, follow for more.